chance to discuss and talk about him at the top of the show. And this is exactly why. 5 for 12 and 6.1 overs. And a very good morning to Ajar Ali Khan.
Good morning, Gino. Good morning, all. It has been a wonderful morning for Bangladesh, especially if you're a fan of Nahid Rana. He has been absolutely brilliant. He's picked up his best figure so far. And if you look at those stats, 5 for 12, 5 for 24, 5 for 32, all coming this year. Incredible. He's been just too hot to handle.
Well, that's quick. And he's done well to get out the way. Young Nyamuri.
You remember during our pre-show, I did mention that he's not only very quick, he's rapid, but he's also very accurate, deadly. I mean, that's a deadly combination. He's been in brilliant form this year. Leading wicket taker in one day international this year. 25 wickets. It's going down the leg side. Yeah, what a find for Bangladesh, and it just gets better and better. Have a look at these wickets. I don't know what he was trying to do there. The regulation catch and the slips. Again, a point. So this has been the scene. And that one also going in his favor. He got his third 5-wicket haul. He's been a star. He's been a superstar. And I jolted them with some thunderbolts today.
Bounce, pace, and an opportunity here for Nahid Rana to better that career best. It's been an extended spell. Coming to the end of the 7th over, and I'll tell you what, he's not going to be letting go of that ball very quickly, not with a couple more wickets to go in the Zimbabwean innings. Yeah, it's got onto him quicker than he's expected again.
He's bowling only his 7th over. Gina Mawayo. He's been rapid, he's been deadly accurate, and he's getting support from the fielders. Catching has been good. From 36 for no loss to 70 for 8 on stage. That means they lost 8 wickets for 34 runs in 79 deliveries. And out of those 8 wickets, 5 to Nahid Rana. You just can imagine how good he has been this morning. This is a little bit fuller. It clips it away. So he should come back for the third. Is he going to attempt to come back for the third? No, he won't.
$76 for 8. It's been a procession from the time that Curran was run out. Until then, Zimbabwe had done pretty well. 36 for none. Had dealt with what had been thrown at them, ball seaming around from Taskin Ahmed in particular. Once they got that opening, it's been wicket after wicket for Bangladesh.
Do you think they could have handled him better? Looking at those dismissals a little while earlier.
Certainly. And I did mention earlier that Zimbabwe wouldn't have faced pace like that anytime recently. This is an example. Charlie Khan, look at that. It's the first ball he's faced to Nahid Rana. He's just given himself room.
They could have tried to be a little bit more defensive, especially against someone like Nahid Rana, who is express pace. Because it's a three-match series. You're up against him, not even a half a stage, they are already 8 down. That's some sort of collapse, isn't it? A batting collapse, a massive collapse from 36 without loss. He's 70 for 8. Tries for the balls. That's a little bit too much for the rest of the batters to put their hands up, because it's not going to be easy. 77.
Yes, please.
For 8, Mustafizur Rahman back for his City end. He'll want to get some wickets here.
Surely he would be looking, and the rest of the bowlers will be looking to knock those last 2 wickets as quickly as possible. But what a show this has been. What about his run out? It all started there. The opening partnership was looking good, and then Mahendra Raj, really good piece of fielding when he picked it up and hit the stumps at the non-strikers. I thought the run was never there. It was his call. Ben Currans. And when you lose so many wickets in cluster, then it's so very difficult. It's just asking a little bit too much from the rest of the batters to go and try to not only to survive but also to score runs. It's been a terrific show from Bangladesh. We did mention that watch out for these 3 seamers. Taskin Ahmad, who started well when he picked up those 2 wickets. The Nahid Rana was on show. And what a show he put on.
And there's a lesson to be learned there, Charlie Khan, from a Zimbabwean batting point of view. And I say that because you mentioned that first wicket of Ben Curran, and they've done extremely well, Curran and Bennett to get Zimbabwe to where they were at that stage, scoring it just below 5 to the over in tough conditions. However, an unnecessary run out. And that gave Bangladesh the opening that they needed. And then a good catch by Mosaddek Hussain to dismiss Brian Bennett. Struck it well, but unfortunately straight to the fielder. And then that's the opening that Bangladesh needed, and they've just run through Zimbabwe. Similarly, if you go back to the test match when Shanto got out on day one post-lunch, pulled away, and that'll go for 4. Very nicely controlled by Ngaraba.
Yeah, it's about absorbing the pressure. You need to figure out, okay, who's their best bowler? Who is going to give us more trouble than the rest of them? It's a good shot, gets on top of it and then into the ground. Because there's a fielder next to Alex. He didn't hit it in the air. Well-controlled shot. Picks up a boundary. And when you saw that very first over from Nahid Rana, then they needed to realize and should have had a bit of a shot. I'm sure did have a chat in between the overs. Okay, we need to watch out. We need to be a little bit more circumspect. We need to be more defensive. Because it's all about reading the situation. And also reading the situation so you can pass the message across to the non-striker to be able to understand, okay, what do we need to do here? How do we cope up with someone we've not seen or we've not faced who's bowling at a 140, 150 kilometers per hour?
For 8 Zimbabwe. Explains just what we were talking about in that previous over. 36 between Bennett and Curran, and in good time, 41 balls. And after that, nothing else to speak of in terms of partnerships for Zimbabwe. Slip in.
Good boy.
Hermad with the bat. Nyamuri can hold one and he knows what to do with it. Oh! Didn't quite know what to do with that delivery though. More than likely leg buys. Yes, confirmed by umpire Sere.
Yeah, as a batter, you would need to pick out the wrong ones. I know it's not easy for the lower order batter, but you still have to try and give your best.
I think that's come off the back of the bat. Nyamuri will enjoy the result, and Rishad's enjoyed that as well.
Now what happened there? From the back of the bat, wasn't it? Tried to play the reverse, and he goes to his fine leg. Incredible. I've not seen that before. We'll take it though. Unbelievable.
Shanto was gesturing to the fact that he could have taken that catch.
আরো একজন আছে 4.
In the air, he's got enough on it to go over the head of Taskian Ahmed and get 4 to close off the over. A couple of boundaries in there for young Nyamuru. Zimbabwe on 91 for 8. Halfway stage. 25 overs gone. Zimbabwe have been squeezed by this Bangladesh attack. Top edge flies over the slips. Third fielder is there, so just a single. That's Ali Khan. Zimbabwe said they would have wanted to bowl first as well on the surface. We've all agreed, ideal conditions for the seamers. What would they be saying to themselves in that change room? Garava himself, who's in the middle trying to get the biggest score that he can. Are they saying, listen guys, 150 plus here, and we've got a chance? Because this wicket's not going to change much during the day, is it?
Well, you're from here, you know better about the surface than anyone else, and I'm with you on that, Chino Mohoyo. I think what is required from Zimbabwe right now is just bat as long as possible. They might get an unplayable delivery, you might get out, fine. That has been the case right from the word go after that opening partnership. But in terms of the bowling department, as we see the last ball is over, onto the legs, and it's lapped it over the fielder at short fine. It's a good shot in the end. You stick to your plan as a bowler. Bowl in the good areas and expect a lot from the surface. We'll have to wait and see whether they'll extract that kind of bounce and movement which the Bangladesh bowlers extracted. Nicely driven.
Yeah, this is very nice from Nyamuri. Just leans into that. Won't go all the way. But nice to see.
Yeah, also important for Madison Miraj and his troops that you need to finish off things as quickly as possible. You don't want to give that kind of a confidence to the lower order batter that they're okay, fine. We struggled with the top order, lovely shot, leads into it, beautifully done. Good work in the deep also, good chase from the skipper. Madison Miraj. So it's important that the display just keeps on going. And see whether, whatever the total they end up with, the bowling has to be spot on.
You're right, Satori Khan, and sometimes as a fast bowler, when wickets have tumbled as they have for Zimbabwe, and you have the last couple of batters in, or you're getting to the end of the batting lineup, it's very easy to just expect wickets to keep falling. And as you say, you look at these two and the way they've gone about it, their partnership is 25. Another good pull shot. Fielder is back, but the thoughts of two not entertained by Nyamuri.
Yeah, when you talk about the partnership 26 with that single, it also just might suggest that this surface is just easing up. I mean, you'll be able to enlighten us with your views on that, but to me, he's gone off, Shariful Islam is in. But once it does ease off, then it is good for batting. So that's what we wanted to, or what we discussed in earlier on, that the first hour is going to be so crucial for both the teams. Just hang on, just hang on.
He wants to. Nyamuri, he's quick. And he'll get back for two. That's very good running by the Zimbabwean pair. Ends the 26th over, 98 for 8. It's time for another refreshment. That is one name that sticks out. Nahid Rana. 5 wickets for him of the 8 taken in the Zimbabwean innings. The other 2 to Tuskin Ahmed, but wow. He's been a lot to handle for the Zimbabweans.
He's been sensational. That is his 3rd 5-wicket haul and all coming this year. He's been a star. Simply unplayable. He's been quick, he's accurate, and it has paid him and his team rich dividends. When you talk about Nahid Rana, have a look at that list. Right at the top in terms of wickets this year. In 2026 ODIs, 9 matches, 25 wickets. Economy of 4.5. And they're not just him, but there's also Mustafizur Rahman and Taskin Ahmed in that list. Incredible, isn't it?
There it is. 5 for 15 in the 7 overs. Tuskin 2 for 32 and 7. He's been slightly more expensive than the brilliant run out by the captain of Ben Curran as the 8th wicket. Yeah, they've done an extremely good job. Bangladesh put out an early opportunity. Rashad and Zimbabwe were looking good before that first wicket fell, but since then it's been all Bangladesh.
It has been a bit chilly, nippy, but once in a while the sun has broken through, so he's hit a little bit for the batters. The sun has played some hide and seek. Right, for the very first time, the skipper decides that he needs to come on. Good economy, best of over 25, 129 wickets in his ODI career.
And let's play.
As a slip into the left-hander, his counterpart, Richard Ngarava. The rest of the field spread long on. Square about 10 meters on the boundary, leg side. Sweep on the offside and long off.
Yeah, they've done a decent job with the bat, this pair. 29 that they survived, and they've picked up 29 runs.
Keeps the slip in for Nyamuri. The long off comes into mid off. Square in the circle leg side, 45 fielder and a mid wicket. Zimbabwe's that moment at Riley Card. I'd like to see that long on in and mid on. Let him take you on. And if he does successfully a couple of times, then you can afford to drop him back. But I can see what else he's done is he's got that mid wicket very straight. So he's blocked.